So I listened to the audio in the last video, and it's even worse with the headset, which I'm shocked. I don't know. It sounded really dull to me. Hopefully you guys can still hear me throughout that video, explaining some of the different parts that actually make up this tool. All right, so in this video, I want to actually load it up, talk about what I'm doing to set my tool rests and all my stocks and everything perfectly. And then I'm going to show you guys how to actually cut some of the part. You can see I practiced just a little bit to make sure I knew exactly what I was doing. So I rounded off the top of this a little bit, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I'm going to try my best to keep the camera angle as good as I can. I can't promise that it's going to be perfect, but I'll try to show you guys exactly what's going on. Worst case scenario, I'm going to link some other videos of people, professionals, making some really cool stuff on the lathe that you guys can watch. All right, so just to review our parts real quick, we've got our headstock and our tailstock. We've got our live center. I'm sorry, our static center and our live center. Remember, the live center spins. We've got our tool rest. Okay, so I took my part. The way that we're going to do this is actually put the centers, the edges, the ends, I guess, directly into these 2 points so that our part spins really, really straight. All right, so what I did was I took a pencil and a ruler, and I drew an X across that end and this end as well. It's easier when it's a square because you can just connect all 4 corners to get an X. All right, I know that the middle of that X, because I've taken geometry and I know a lot about squares, the middle of that X is my center points. All right, so what I'm going to do is take this part, I'm going to put those 2 centers in our 2 centers, that's why they're called centers, and then I'm going to start this machine up, okay? So bear with me for a second, I'm going to get these loaded in there. All right, this is also why it's really important that these parts are sharp, right? Our static and our live center have a lot of teeth in them, and they're really pointy so that the parts doesn't go flying off this machine when I turn it on. All right, so what I have going on here is both centers lined up with the center of the part, and then on the back of the tailstock, there's a lever back here. I need to make sure that this lever is really tight so that my tailstock doesn't move on me. See how I can't slide it anymore? The next thing I need to do is set my tool rest. So what I like to do with my tool rest is get it nice and centered up on the part, and then I'll actually raise the tool stock, or the tool rest, I'm sorry, up to about the middle of the part. So right about there, I'll lock it down. All right, at this point, when I put my tool on this, it'll be nice and parallel with the piece of wood, and it won't, it'll give me like a clean cut, but the tool rest won't actually hit anything. All right, so I'm going to try my best to kind of show you what's going on here. All right, so everything is set up really good here. It's right across the centers, and the tool rest is in a good spot. All right, so now comes to the actual cutting part. I'm going to grab one of my tools. In this situation, I'm going to use this one. It's got a nice round head on it, so it'll make it really smooth. These all have different kinds of heads. You can see this one's more of a point. All right, this one's a really sharp point. All right, those will give you different kinds of cuts, and I can try to show you what they look like in these short videos. But I'm gonna prepare myself to start cutting. Now the rules are A, B, C, like the letters, right? A, we want to take our tool and rest it on the armrest. All right, so A is for armrest. B, all right, B is for bevel. Now the word bevel just means like an angle kind of cut into something. If you look at the tool, this right here is actually at an angle. It's not a square like part. So we're going to try to catch the bevel on the tool or on the piece of wood. And so first we need to rest it on the arm rest. A for arm. B is for bevel. So I'm trying to catch the angle correctly of the tool. If I just go straight in, it'll kind of catch on the tool and like be jagged. If I can get that bevel, that angle that's on the face of the tool right, it'll be a much cleaner cut. And then C is for cut. All right, so we're going to move our tool into the actual piece of wood. So A for armrest, B for bevel, C for cut. So I'm going to try to do this real quick so you guys can see what's going on, and then we'll start our new video as I'm actually like shaping the piece. All right, so it's on. I'm spinning. I'm going to start on the armrest. I'm going to pick up that bevel. Hang on. And then I'm going to cut. So A, B, C. Okay. I'll try to cut some more.